shit hasn't been recording? Bullshit. Dog, I've watched the same fucking thing for years on end. I watch this fucker in this little hat, and all they ever fucking do is want to send that fucker with the boards to me. I don't want it. Dog, look at this footwork, though. Baby, some lady is going to be masturbating furiously. Like, calm the fuck down, woman. She's gonna be like, huh? I'm gonna be like, huh? She gonna be like, huh? Be like, dog, what is this bullshit? That's what I want to know, bitch. She'd be like, what are you talking about? Be like, baby, this is the worst. Yo, dog. Oh, this is the worst. Spell it out for me. WORST. The worst. Dude, if this shit isn't working, I'm throwing fists. Really? This shit is the worst. Look at this shit, son. Oh, what is this bullshit? West Side.
Alright, so I was like, good morning, and let us begin. As I celebrate this just to enter into our last week as the Sabbath Exodus. I want to go ahead and begin by thanking all of our sponsors for this membership. Thank our Commodore sponsors for the month of Shishrin to thank Dr. Linda Weinberg, Sarah Nikki Vlogs, Julia, Rena, and loving men who dedicated short response love money of their husband, father, and leader, Dr. Paul Weinberg, R.S. Moshe Ben Avram, and his brothers. Thank our listeners, and the dedicated in these months in this physical solution. Abraham Zeisman, the version of the grandmother of his grandfather King, Abraham ben Aaron, Tzvi and Sheol, in honor of Yehuda and Elliot, Shmuel and Shia Pepper, in honor of Ari Lerner and all the best for the show. Beautiful, beautiful, incredible, beautiful. I also like to thank our Daf Yomi sponsors for today. Alan and Andrea Saris, in honor of the Bas Mitzvah of their granddaughter, Kula Rosie Bloom, may she grow in both Torah and mitzvahs, and much thankfulness to her entire family and all of the families. Beautiful, beautiful. And also with that, let us begin very, very excited. First of all, very excited to know in general, and also to recognize very beautiful news like this confluence of events. We are finishing in the sector, Bangladesh Kodesh, so we're ending things, beginning things, closing out Kodesh Tishrei, beginning fresh one, and then from such excitement in the sector. Also, let's begin today's daf is Tess 109. We are picking up in Yom Hashem on the bottom of the Testament days, 108. 108. We literally left off. We left off yesterday at the Mishnah. So the Mishnah says as follows: a posik knows the Testament. It's a very interesting case. Someone promises money to his sons. Age-old story, right? So someone promises money to his son. And Rabbi says in this particular case, what's unfolding everywhere is like this. Essentially talking about a guy. So imagine for a moment that Reuben is marrying Rachel. Rachel's father promises Reuben some amount of money. And what happens? It's Pasha's Noah's Harega. And then the father-in-law extends his foot. So also what do you mean extends his foot? So again, extends his foot means his father-in-law doesn't pay. So Rachel's father doesn't pay the dowry. Now look at that. Remember, Pasha Noah's Harega. Lashon Zion is the Amar, no age, Shein is Pasha Dvarav, Tol Tit Sha'ar Davi Ravi. This comedic expression of extending your foot means essentially, I'm giving you nothing, take the dirt that's on my shoes. So now was like, now in general, what this sounds like is the father-in-law is intentionally not giving the son-in-law the money. But the truth is, the case doesn't have to be set up that way. So that's just the way that that's the Mishnah is saying. So Pasha is Rago here, take the dirt that's on my foot, I'm not giving you any money. Point over here is, father-in-law promised money and now he's not delivering. So let's say, now the problem is what? Kedushin has already taken place. Kedushin has already taken place. So Reuben is already met Kaddish Rachel. The season has not yet been done. Father-in-law indicates that whatever the situation is, he will not pay the money. That's how Rachel Tabbas protests. Keshet Ashet Habim Rosha. The Chachamim say, ultimately again, literally she has to sit there until her goes away, which means she's stuck. Rachel's stuck. That, in other words, at this point in time, the control is in Reuben's hands, and either he can make a choice to marry her, right, or ultimately just wait and do nothing until her father pays off. After all, again, there was an agreement. There was an agreement that was made. Rachel's father is not honoring the agreement. So again, Reuben goes to hold the pattern and goes father-in-law pays the agreement. Adnan says, "Before we reach the corner, Rachel could say to Reuben, so Adnan says like this. Rachel could say to Reuben, listen, I, Rachel, was going to promise you money. I thought I was going to promise you money. Then you can hold it over my head. If you can hold it over my head, then you can essentially, hold me in this marriage until either I pay you or until I pay you. And again, Afshat, Sha'aba Pasak, Spani before the last place, openness, open door. So she said, what do you want from me? My father comes to this. So you're going to hold me accountable, you're going to punish me for my father's actions. So Reuben, you can marry me, slightly soon. What do you want me? What do you want me? So that says, I'm not going to give me out, I need to get out. Give says, I think the Adnan is correct. So this Rabbi said, fundamental matter. Once again, just reframe the case. So Rachel's going to get married to Reuben. Rachel's father promises Reuben $10,000. Right? That's the agreement. That's the dowry. Reuben does kiddush. Now, father-in-law says, I'm not giving you. I can't give you. I won't give you whatever it is. The point is, he's not giving. He's not giving. So now the Chachamim say, Reuben has every right to essentially hold Rachel in this her father decides to play. Her father decides to play, and ultimately he doesn't play. So then Rachel's going to grow old in a state of condition. Admon says that's not right. It's not right. Like ultimately, I was about it, even if I'm not necessarily saying it's right, but I'm just saying it's legal. Because this is technically a legal recourse that he has to force his father-in-law's hand. So Rachel says that's so Admon says that Rachel can say to Rachel, that's not right. I didn't come into this agreement with you. My father did. Why are you punishing me for the default of my father? Listen, don't keep me in limbo. Either marry me or divorce me. Yochel and Zakai, I think Allah follows us. Let's go. So my season below Tiaikana. Mishnah does not reflect the view of the following time. As a Mishnah, and we don't know what it's a fascinating Tisanya, Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda, no Nechlik Admon B'Chachanim Ala Posek Me'ez B'Chasnas. It's Kashet Roas Harayav, Sheyachol L'Kisha Tomer Abba Asak Alai, Ma Ani Yechola Lasos. So that's very interesting. A different truth over here. In this case, I'm quoting the same case. Now in this case, Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda posits that everyone agrees in a case where the father defaulted on the agreement he made that Reuben can't hold Rachel hostage with his message. Now Rachel has every right to say, I didn't default. Either marry me or divorce me, but don't keep me in this state. Sa'amar Rachel. So, לא יאמר זה מחלוקת חכם וביניים. אשר חזקי היא על עצמו. I will say in the Bryce's version, the Bryce's version, when the father defaulted, everyone agrees that Reuben can't hold Rachel. I just really need to say everyone is going to agree that on a conceptual level, a man should never hold his wife against marriage. Right? That's never something that has our love. So the wife was historically created the system of in a way which seems to give the husband much more power, sometimes even absolute power. Anyway, that's a question that we're going to ask. I have to ask a question about that question. And the Navi will come. They will explain to us why the halachas seem to be heavily slanted to give the man the power. But again, this is a legal discussion. So legal discussions sometimes do not enter into the arena of what is right. Right? We all know this that we teach this to our kids. Just because something is mutter, right? Just because it's permissible, does not mean it should be done. So again, we're talking about what's permissible, right? So Hachamim say again, it's permissible for him to use the marriage as leverage to go ahead and extract money from his father. It's legal. It's legal. Is it right? Is it right? It's not right. Of course it's not right. It's just important to understand that. Which I know everyone does, but sometimes it's simple. Like, as you get older, especially you learn that even when everyone knows something, it's still important to say it. I always say, by the way, this extends, all we need. The person has to the job and marriage, a friend should never ever be used as leverage. That should never be used as a mechanism to extract something that a husband, right? It's not what Chazal wants, it's not what Chazal wants. And the truth is, nothing good ever comes of hurting another human being, and nothing good ever comes by using Allah as a means of expression. Okay, just back to what I'm talking about earlier. Listen, so again, so the Maisa, Bryce has a different view on this, right? So in the Bryce's version, that Chachamim and Admon both agree that what? That Allah for the Maisa, where it was the father who made the financial arrangements with Reuben, and now the father defaults, or almost again, defaults doesn't pay whatever it is. So everyone agrees from the Mizrahi Yehuda that Allah for the Maisa, Rachel says to Reuben, either marry me or divorce me. But you cannot keep me in this limbo state. So what's the machlokes? What's the machlokes? What happens if Rachel promised to Reuben money? Right, so before they do kiddushin, Rachel says to Reuben, listen, you mekadosh me, and if you're mekadosh me, I'm going to give you $10,000. Okay, so now what happens? Ruben's Mekadosh Rachel, and then what happens? Rachel doesn't pay. Rachel doesn't pay. Won't pay, can't pay, doesn't pay. So I say, so now watch this. Shacham becomes say, Shiva Ashikabin Rosha, Yachachamim say, listen, Rachel, promise. Ruben is not going to pay what we've been receiving with you until you figure this out. So you can go into a holding pattern over here until you, Rachel, figure out how to satisfy the obligation you have. Admon says, listen to this, Admon says, so what can she say in this case? This is great. She says, no. When I said, I'm going to give you $10,000, I figured the same bank that has been bankrolled in my life up until this point in time, right? It's incredible. No credit limits, right? No pre-qualifications, nothing. I figured the same bank that was taking care of me my entire life is going to take care of me now. So she said, I know I said that I was going to pay you. But again, I automatically assumed that it was my father who was going to go out and pay for this Nagunda. Ba'aksha she'in abenosim alai ma'an yichol la'asos okinos otzor. So she says, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? I guess, in other words, what Rachel says, I'm not purposely being difficult over here. I never had the money to back up this promise, right? I never had the money to back up the promise. It was always going to be my father. Now my father doesn't want to pay. Okay, don't hold me hostage in this relationship. Either marry me or divorce me. So I just want to point out over here, so you learned out explaining that there's two versions of this machlokes. In our Mishkal's version, right, the machlokes case is where the father of the bride, the father of Rachel promised and then doesn't pay. Chachamim say, okay, Reuben can wait, Reuben can bring up Reuben going to a holding pattern until the shver pays up. Right? Admon says, she could say to him, this is not my fault. Not my fault. Either divorce me or marry me. But don't go and keep me in this holding state. Right? This Raisina says, no. In that case where the father defaults, everyone agrees that Rachel could tell either divorce me or marry me. Is that is divorce. What's the matter in this case? Your Rachel promises the money. So the Chachamim say, listen, Rachel, you made a promise. Make good on the promise. If you don't make good on the promise, Reuben has no obligation towards you. You're going to a holding pattern. Admon says, no. When Rachel says, I made the promise to my father, I was relying on my father. So ultimately, you don't hold it against me. You're marrying me or divorcing me. Incredible. Other than the and then Rabbi says, and then we'll say in the Brisa also, and the Rabbi and he has to get us. Again, in the Brisa, you have Rabbi agreeing with Shatana. So let's analyze this. When is this so? When is this so? Says the Gemara. About the kind of culture. They'll say, when is all of this said, right? Exclusively the Brisa, I became on the both from. But with a Ketano, if it was a minor, we will force him, we will support him, divorce him. The Gemara says, forcing was not. Force who? Force who to do what? He labeled it out. If ultimately at the end of the day we come out forcing the father to pay us, so we'll say, it makes much more sense to force the father in a piece of the Gedola than it does to force it in a piece of the Ketana. Why? Because we'll say, we're talking about a case of the Ketana, promised money. Right? Rachel is promised money to Reuben. Let's get Allah to rate at that promise. It's not there. But wasn't so if you're going to be talking about a case where you're forcing the father to pay out, then it's more sense to force the father to pay out than a case where it's Dola books that are made a commitment. So the Gemara says, they play about it. I'm a Rabbi hoping the Baal came down. Now the Rabbi says, no. What it means is you force the husband to give it down. So it's like, I love how I talking about a case of the Kitana. Of the work of the Kitana. And it's looking at the Kitana. Also looking again at that boundary. Therefore, I love how I say a piece of the Kitana will force the husband to give it down. We'll see how that plays out in the Rambam. I'm going to read something that I was just with this year. Let's finish this. I'll just go back to the Rambam. So listen to this. So Amar Yitzchak ben Elazar Moshe the Pisgah. Come back and tell me our law and it's the Adon. So we'll say now we're going back to the Mishnah. Any time that you find that the Gamil says, right? Any place where you find that the Gamil said Allah follows Hazon, Allah follows. The halacha indeed follows. Only Rabbi Rothschild. Even if Yaisa. Is that true? Even in the Yaisa, just in the Mishnah. In other words, now we're saying whenever Rabbi Gamliel says the halacha follows Admon, the halacha follows Admon. So is that true just in the Mishnah? And the Yaisa as well. Amar the Nikamin of the Mishnah. Did I say just in the Mishnah? Listen to what I'm saying. I said any place means what? A Mishnah or a Brisa. Any place fine, but Gamliel says the halacha follows Admon, the halacha follows Admon. Incredible. I'm going to say based on Shaman halacha Yotzebo. Right, ultimately, so listen to this. Now, let's see something about the in the two situations, ultimately again, where based on Shamar Hanan Yotzebo, right, Rabbi Yochanan exactly said that halacha follows Hanan, halacha follows Hanan. Shiva Dom Shamar Adno in halacha Yotzebo, but ultimately again the 7 cases where Adno said the halacha, and the Gemara said that the halacha like Adon, the halacha does not follow Adno. So I can already say, even Adon Hanan. Shiva Dom Shamar Hanan halacha Yotzebo, there's an reasons like this, the two halachas that Hanan left out, and ultimately again, Yotzebo, those who contemplate Hanan, halacha follows them. Shiva and Shama Adnon, Ein halacha Kisos, over the Yotzebo, the 7 priests that are brought up in the name of Adnon, the halacha even follows Adnon, more like the ones who contemplate like Adnon. I've already stuck to my love this year. The welcome Shema of the Neo Ron as the Adnon, so we just said before, that any time that the Neo said, I see the work of Adnon to be correct, like the halacha follows of the Neo, and those who contemplate, you cannot have to say. They burn Shama and then halacha is most beautiful. In the two situations where Hanan said, halacha follows him, and those who trust him like him. That's why the Bible says, Shiva Dom Shama Adnon, Ein halacha Yotzebo. There is like the 7 cases where Adnon brought down this halacha. Halacha does not follow him. So the Gemara says, you answer Ein halacha Yotzebo, and halacha doesn't follow those who quote him. Husband also, halacha b'kulu. It sounds like when it's just Adnon by himself, that the halacha would follow him. All of you select the halacha with the Kitzbah, there's also insert these pieces like all these stories. There is Adnon stating halacha, and then you have the Gamliel weighing in that halacha follows halacha. The Gemara now suggests the universal distinction between when Adnon says that halacha is himself versus when you have like a Gamliel coming along and saying, oh, the halacha follows him. I, the Hammer of Yitzchak, and the Lazar Mishra, the Tzidkiyah. The Malcolm Shaman of the Gamliel Ron has to be Adnon halacha. So I, but you just said whenever the Gamliel says, I see the words of Adnon to be correct, like the halacha follows him. So the Gemara says, Amar in, no Amar. No, it sounds like the halacha only follows Adnon when Rabbi Gamliel voices his support. But if Rabbi Gamliel doesn't voice his support, then the halacha won't follow Adnon. Allah cares what he needs to say. They find Shama Hanan halacha Kinosik. That was what he needs to say. In the two situations, the two things that Hanan said, that the halacha fought. Two cases where Hanan quoted the halacha Yotzeba as he supported him, ultimately the halacha follows. Shiva Dvarim, Shama Adnon, Yishman Shalach Kinosik Yotzeba, Yishman Shein halacha Kinosik, Ela Yotzeba, the false. But by Adnon, there are some situations where halacha remains and halacha will follow. Other times that the halacha will only follow him when he's quoting in the name of others. When one halacha follows a meal, Ron is to be Adnon, halacha Kinosik in that form. But let's say anything that the Gamliel said the halacha follows Adnon, the halacha follows Adnon, but not necessarily in the other cases of Adnon. So let's say, so the Gemara is essentially trying to go back and find do you find the principle that can apply to the Reuben of Adnon and Hanan? I will say, Reuben is the halacha and Isa. There is no overarching principle. In fact, each of these pieces are referenced independently. We don't receive it forever. Let's say, halacha and Isa, let's go back to Sugya. How do you pass brothers? This is really a great case. Money's promised, what happened? Money's not paid. Money's not paid. The only problem is, at the time of default, what's the status of the marriage? The status of marriage, there's already been done. So now we have a problem. So you're say, if you default, it looks like you're using fines. I mean, but don't get married. You gotta go home. That's it. The problem we have over here is the default happens after condition before we see it. Furthermore, two cases of default. What are the two cases of default? Case A, father default. Case B, Rachel, daughter, wife default. We'll say Machlokes, Admon, Kachavim. Then there's a further Machlokes, Mishnah and the Brisa has to learn the Machlokes of us. So I'll say, here we go. Rama Baskins, Orchos Ishas, Sharak Bakdimo, Halacha Kas Sayu. So let's just say, I listened to what I asked you a couple weeks ago. I always put it around, I'm not to slip it out. So this is another great view from the Rambam, and it's not asking the same way. And general, the Sarah of the Rambam is that the Rambam formulation of halacha is often much truer to the text of the Gemara. So if you just take the seven halacha and I said from the Gemara, the lesson of the Rambam often caters into the sugya much more, whereas the Shulchan Aruch already is a distilled version of the halacha. So again, the bottom line is say the same thing. Those are what the Rambam says. There you go. Great case. Opposite was the cosmos. So this is great. So here's how the Shulchan says that's the case. Right? So Rachel, so what happened? Rachel's going to marry Reuben. Rachel's father, we'll call him Yaakov. Right? Rachel's father commits $10,000 for Rachel's husband to Reuben. The Halach Ha'avlim of meaning the father relocates to another place. Sorry? Another place. It goes on. Like, behold you know Nabai, and we will Pasaki Alatsi. Ma'an Yipol Lasos. O Kulos Kulo, O Patron of the Gas. So there's this number one, we constantly like Admon in the Mishnah. When it was the father who defaulted, Rachel says to her husband, listen, I didn't include you. Even if you won't see your marriage. Right? But don't keep me in the Mishnah. So that's halacha and nice and one, like Amar the Mishnah. Aval, impossible alatzma, yada, arez yashavas, ad shekinsa, ma shechaska, or ad shechamas. So that's an interesting enough halacha and nice. We keep asking like the woman in the crisis piece. If she is the one who made this commitment, then ultimately she has nothing to honor it. And he has no obligation to do anything until she figures out how to honor this commitment. So let's remember again, this is where she made the commitment. Remember, Admon's out for her. Was that remember again? Admon's out for her? What was out for her? I didn't promise, I know it was me, that I'm an extension of my father, right? So when I say, I promise you, you're my father, so that I'm not asking, like, the crisis case mainly, that when she makes the commitment, Rachel herself makes the commitment to Reuben, and then defaults, Reuben can keep the whole thing out of the fiduciary until she comes out with the money. And ultimately, again, doesn't have to be married or divorced or created. Once again, this is the legal rule. Moral ethical should a man ever keep a woman in a relationship over money? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Again, if she says give me more time, I'm happy to go and try to figure out that's fine. She wants the time. But once again, this is the legal ruling, not the moral ethical or legal institutional ruling. So it's like Salach Lamaisa, Halacham, Spaisa, she constantly like Admon in the Mishnah, therefore again a family defaults, Reuben can't hold Rachel in a relationship. If Rachel defaults, he has the ability to go into all the entire relationship of Rachel. Incredible. This Rabbi said, very interesting case. The Ora on our side of the Chazor, which was when we did that Rashi. Let's look at Rashi. First Rashi in the Mishnah. It's Rashi in the Mishnah. So let's say in the short lines of Rashi, 2, 4, 6, 7 lines into the short lines. Rashi says, Ora on our side. Watch this. This is fascinating. Moving Ma'ar up a subject of Yad Shimon. So let's say, so here's the case. Shimon has a deal. Reuben is claiming It really belongs to me. It was stolen from me, and you bought it illegally. Now again, he's not accusing Shimon of being complicit in the debt. He's just saying, Shimon, you think you're in the field is really mine. Okay, fine. Now watch this. Within the higher say Shemyav Shimon, but the lady Shemach on the heart doesn't know. Okay, so here's the case. Right? He's got Reuben saying Shimon and Levi. Shimon is in current possession of a field that he bought from Levi. So Levi sold Shimon a field. Reuben says, Shimon, that field you have, that's my field. That's my field. Levi stole it from me and sold it to you. Okay, here's the wrinkle. Here's the wrinkle. The Mishnah says, you chassim on it. Chassim means is that when Levi sold the field to Shimon, they drew up the documents, and one of the witnesses on the bill of sale is Reuben. So Reuben is a witness. Reuben is a witness on the sales document from Levi to Shimon, and now Reuben, who's one of the witnesses, says to Shimon, "Father, the field is stolen." So Rashi will custom. Ashtar HaMefilah Shekasim LeShimon Kishamachela. So let's say so now. Obviously, right now, what's going on exactly? And so Reuben is claiming to Shimon the field you bought from Levi is Levi stole it from me and sold it to you. And now you look at the report and you see that Reuben himself is one of the witnesses on the bill of sale from Levi to Shimon. So what's that one? The Admon Omer almost says it's not a problem. We say to Reuben, so obviously ask Reuben, I understand. But the field, if Levi stole the field from me, then why would you agree to sign the Shtar Mechila? Right? Why would you agree to sell the bill of sale? Admon says there's a perfect answer for this. Shini Noachli, Halisha Kasha Hinami. So let's just do this. Because Reuben could say, listen, Levi is a gangster. Right? Levi is a thief. Right? Levi is a strong guy. I knew I never had any chance of getting my gift back from Levi. Shimon, I know you. You're a reasonable guy. You're a reasonable guy. So I figured if I could get the field away from Levi to you, Shimon, now I have a better chance of getting back my stolen field. That's why I agreed to sign on the bill of sale so I could get it out of Levi's hands into your hands. Incredible. Incredible. It was a better reality TV. I'm just saying, like, this is so great. This is incredible. So this is, look at this. Some say, no, come on, cut it out. Even as if we saw it, what are you talking about? Reuben, if you come forward with a claim that the field that Shimon currently has is stolen from you, that's fine. That's what I say. Once you're signing onto once you're not a party, but once you're a witness for the transactions, you've lost any right to claim that this property belongs to you. Even as if we saw. There's a Rashi. Yes, so the whole of the Chasam, hold the She'ila is in there. He's going to say essentially what Racham says like this: the act of signing on a document, or that is witnessing a document of sale, transaction, is effectively saying what? This field has nothing to do with it. The field is up and raised to the field. So you want to say fundamental mathematics. On the flip side, I saw a similar affair. I saw a similar affair. So let's say, look at this case. Look at Rashi. עשה המוחזק בסמל האחר שלא מוכר לראובן זה העורר עליו אלא לאיש אחר היה מוכר סודה מצד זה ומיצה לו 4 שרי הסודה. חסר במיצרים מיצה פלוני סודה שלי ועשה סודה זה סודה. So let's say now watch this case. So let's say for a moment that Reuven now owns the disputed field, right? I'm sorry, Shimon, right? So Shimon owns the disputed field. So now what does Shimon do? Shimon sells another piece of property, right? So let's say now, let's call the disputed field A, right? So same case, right? Reuven bought the field from Shimon bought the field from Levi, right? Then there's Reuven. Reuven, of course, is claiming that Levi stole the field from him and now sold it to Reuven. Sold it to Shimon. Sorry, that's one more time. I'm going to get this right. Okay, so let's say so again. Remember, Levi sells a field to Shimon. right? In the back of all of this, we have Reuben claiming that Levi really sold that field to him, and now, all right, stole last night, right? Levi sells the field to Shimon. Good, beautiful. Reuben now is claiming that the field that Shimon bought from Levi was stolen from him by Levi. Okay, so that was case one. And case one is where it turns out that Reuben himself is an aide on the bill of sale from Levi to Shimon. Okay, so now what do we do with that? So again, according to Admon, so if Chachamim say that's it, you've lost anything, you signed on the side, you've lost anything. Admon says no, there's still another thing. The claim is it's easier for me to get the field back from Shimon than it was from Levi. Fine. Case two is Reuben, sorry, Shimon is selling the field. Shimon is so let's call disputed field is field A. Shimon is selling field B. Field B. Fine, no problem. So let's say often the way when you would sell a field, if there was a field that was next to other fields, the way you would identify the field that you were selling is by identifying the other fields all around it. Right? I'm selling field B that is bordered by fields A, B, E, etc. This is every field. Shimon is selling field B. So in the document of sale, in its preference, it says field B borders on my other fields, field A. Field A. So in this case, field A is being used as a demarcation point, as a border. So right, field A, but this means it's not being sold at all. But it's being used to identify field B in the transaction. So now Reuben is using field A, right? Sorry, thank you. Someone is using field A as just to identify the border of the field that is being sold. Notice, right? Reuben is signing on this document also. Reuben is signing on this document. So now, here's the shaila. Now, in this transaction, in this document, so when Shimon is selling field B, selling field B is also what? So to speak, solidifying his ownership over field A, because he's using field A to identify one of the borders of field B. Reuben is claiming that this field A was originally his, is signing on his document. So now everyone says, now what's going to happen after this is over? So now Reuben is going to want to come back and say to Shimon, by the way, field A is mine. It was stolen from me by Levi, who subsequently sold it to you. The Mishnah says, no. I saw Simon, La'akar, and even as if he said. At the end of the day, even Admon agrees, which is interesting. Even Admon agrees in this case, that once Reuben signed on this type of star, which used the contested field as a border for the field being sold, everyone agrees that Reuben has relinquished any further rights to claim such a field this case. Okay, interesting. Let's go. Rabbi. Okay, so let's go back to that first case. Great. Let's go back to the first case. That's the right thing. So I say so. The truth is, like that. This we actually have to stay on target because the truth is, so this is Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So the truth is, Tuesday and Wednesday's docket are a little bit, and Monday, a little bit long. So we gotta stay, and we only have 45 minutes on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're gonna be fine. So let's say, so here we go. Once they said this, by advices, once they know the code, it's not this close. Once again, let's just get back to case number one. Right? Shimon purchases a field from Levi. There's a document, right? And the document says that Levi sold the field. Shimon, one of the witnesses is Reuben. Reuben then comes after the sale is complete, and Reuben comes to Shimon and says, Shimon, the field is mine, and Levi stole it from me. What? Under the document. So again, Chachamim say, sorry, Reuben, you no longer have any claim because Halakha Mesa signed on the document. So you're a witness. You're done. Admon says no. Reuben has a claim. And yes, he's signing the document in order to get it out of Levi's hands. Your hand shimmy because I felt I had a better chance with you at getting back more lives. Fine. So my Baba says, Lo Shano Ella 8. That's only true. Like all of this is only true. If Halacha myself, Ruben saw where it's about focus, there's only a few things I've resolved. About Zion, low debate as this is fascinating. So let's say it's really incredible. So if Halacha myself, Ruben served as a Zion, judge, everyone agrees that he could say this in the fact, even though he was the judge of what is that? Why do you need to judge in this case? Look at that. About Zion. Should we shine if we were based in the Kaino, the Mishpat Kiyim stars, Sha'idin Baim in the Sabyadam. Dayanim Kos Mishkara Dinan Nafka the Kamana, Basidio Sadia Hasina Zara Bashir. So say, watch this. Let's say again, they come to base certified documents. Kiyim stars. You spoke in that certification of documents over and over again. What is Kiyim stars? It's the dangerous documents. I wonder in halacha, documents that you have a signed shtar. That's incredible. The problem is somebody go ahead and let's forge your shtar. You forge your shtar. Sure. So there's a concept of shtar certification. We call it kiyum shtaris. What's the concept of kiyum shtaris? You bring your shtar to Beis Din. Right? The Beis Din takes a look at it. The Beis Din brings in testimony or brings in the witnesses to certify that is their that is their signature. We write a little pen pick, right? We write a little either on the document itself or an attached document, and done. The shtar is certified. So there was this incredible. So Abaye suggests like this. The Machlokes Talmud and the Chachamim in the first case of the Mishnah is only a Reuben sign.
What up, dude?
On the base.
You just said I'm ugly? You just said I'm ugly? You did just say I'm ugly. You did just say I'm ugly.
This is actually fascinating.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Wait. What did you say? Hold on. What did you say? Hold on. What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
I said that's ugly.
No. I'm not talking to you, but you gotta be nice to me. Bye-bye.
This transaction is invalid.
What's your important information?
What are you certifying? Signatures. You are not certifying the transaction. Some days, sometimes like your chorus.
I know. What's the girl's name who's in it?
Tilly Harris. I'm not certifying.
How's she gonna do?
I have no idea about the transaction.
If she wins, dude, you know how crazy that would be? If you could say, not only am I not funny, but I was a finalist for my state raw comedy, and I lost to the eventual national winner 2026. Let's hope she wins. If that happens, my opinion of Australian comedy is in the ditch.
Say in the case where Ruben was a guy trust, and I let them sell. Right, so they sells. No one's sells.
So it could be your year, right?
It could be your year, right?
Yes.
Ruben is one of the Dayanim on the basis of certified. Right, Ruben basically certifies the document, and then after it's certified, Ruben says, by the way,
what's that guy's name? Mike?
Everyone agrees in that case.
Who's the biggest comedy fan? His name is like MM or his initials?
I mean, it's a claim.
Who's the biggest comedian? Jim Jeffries. Oh, JJ. Jim Jeffries. Did Jim Jeffries win?
So again, why? Everyone agrees in that.
Why didn't he enter?
Everyone agrees in that. Why?
Why didn't he enter?
Because Ruben's Jim Jeffries, I think in the UK. All Ruben was doing just in the UK. Same speak, right? No, sign it up, right? And then we're done. Certified. We're done. So everyone, if he's in that case, if nobody holds his claim to go ahead and pursue the stolen right to stolen commodity, Masha'in came when he's a witness to the transactions
me,
from lazy to shady.
the beat poet. Hey, Zoo, we haven't talked about your favorite fucking subject. Bonnie Blue faked her pregnancy. Why haven't you talked about this?
Anmo says, yes, I can. She actually was.
I came up with something today.
Okay, what did you come up with?
At the end of the day,
There are pros and cons to that.
I saw a similar.
Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue.
Right? So same case. But
Where's
let's say
the joke?
I need to run.
Shipping the purchaser. Shipping the purchaser. That's the
Do you know
parcel A. Shipping and selling parcel B.
You want to talk about
parcel A to identify the borders of parcel B.
Yeah, I'll talk about
Will
it.
they themselves sign on that star as well? Not as well.
The con defendant is in the creating jobs creates more inflation, which means that now the average in the notion is the average man could support a wife and 2 kids on one household income. Now both parents are working. And some are able to 2 jobs. Now that isn't completely to do with a very small percentage.
What happens if
Doug, you're just naming labor statistics. You're not telling jokes. And I don't think that this is a good subject.
I wasn't telling jokes though. I was just saying.
Okay.
And it's not 100% blamed federally declaring was a very good thing. But there are some cons.
What are the cons of feminism?
What I just said.
Why?
Well, Bonnie Blue and Bonnie Blue?
Creating more inflation without creating more
That
jobs.
doesn't make sense. That's not true. You don't create more inflation inherently by creating more jobs. You create more inflation by printing more money. Not necessarily.
Yes.
You could have deflation, where the power of your currency actually goes up.
What could we have done?
That happens. It's very rare. That's what happens.
It happens.
Happens in third world countries. Yeah.
Okay. Rarely. Yeah, I say rarely. Okay. So, Zeus, why did you come in and say I'm ugly? And then why did you lie about it? And then why did you lie about it?
I'm self-conscious of that.
That doesn't mean that you call other people ugly.
Like, let him go. Yeah, that'll work really well.
You're beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
I could be the most beautiful person in the world to someone, and I could be the ugliest to someone. Beauty subjective.
Just like your comment.
I always say comedy is subjective.
You do always say that. And I agree. Riser and I watched a podcast tonight. Or no, not a podcast. A documentary tonight on this town in Canada that is like the crossroads of the airspace until like the birth of the major jet travel, but then on 9/11, like 6,000 people were stranded there, and it talks about how the town is called Gander, Newfoundland, came together and like took care of all these people and together and like
I mean, music could be subjective as well. But there could be some people out there that will say, like, Michael Jackson is too high pitched.
That's true.
Dude, you know, I was on an Australian podcast.
Ruben himself. So Ruben doesn't project it.
Dog, I haven't said it 1/3 as many times as you told me that you were on the Magic Hour podcast. And I watched the Magic Hour podcast. I watched it with multiple other people, and you still won't watch my podcast.
So I'm not going to say now.
Remember how many Magic Hour podcasts there are?
Where shipments
Two.
sell
Chelsea's, I watched some of that, not the whole thing. And I watched yours. And I think I watched one more, but I was asleep during it. But I watched yours intently, dog. I took notes during yours.
Arsenal is mine. But what happened?
When's Raza getting
When he goes to Australia, because that guy doesn't do podcasts with anybody else there in person.
Who would you want to see on the Magic Hour?
Chelsea.
So after Ruben passed away, right?
He's on there.
I know.
Beforehand, or the base appointed an apotropos. Now there's an executor of the estate.
I want to see.
I
think he's really interesting.
It's got Joe White.
Why is he coming?
Who's that guy who runs the comedy of the Rhino Room? His name's Jack something?
Craig Egan runs the
Yeah. Do you think that who owns the Rhino Room? You still don't know. It's some shadowy organization.
As a
his name's like the guy who runs it, his name's Craig Egan.
Right.
The guy who does all the Craig Egan. He national finance 1999.
So he's really funny.
So they'll say, the apotropos says, but Ruben is still alive, but Ruben would say yes.
All right, so you can't do raw comedy anymore, right? Because you tried out 2 other times without placing, and now you placed in the finals, right? For the state. Okay. Could I do it?
Yeah.
Could I do it?
You're not Australian.
You have to be an Australian citizen.
That's what maybe that's what
Let me look at the rules.
You need to look at the rules.
They might have taken
I think that I think I could do it. I think they'd make an exception for me.
They might have taken it's actually very interesting.
Go look.
That over here, the claim over here is
You must be a permanent resident of Australia or studying in Australia or 3 or 4 years, please email. So if you've been studying in Australia or Australia for 3 or 4 years, and you can, or if you're a permanent resident of Australia, you must at least be 18 years of age. If you are under 18, you may be eligible to form a So it used to be 17, but then they changed it to 18. They changed it because they changed the crowd criteria from 14 to 17. So it used to be 17.
Wait, so how old do you have to do to do class clown?
14 to 17.
Oh, okay. So it's 14 to 17 for class clown, 18 to whatever, like no age. Okay, well, what if I want to do the Australian comedy, raw comedy at 151, and I become an Australian citizen?
It's still going.
Oh, it'll still be going. I'll make sure that bitch is bankable.
January 1st, January 1st, you may have more than $750 from performing life meeting before going lose. Live gigs, income performing solo festival shows and corporate gigs. If you sold more than $750, okay. Ticket sales for a show you have participated. If you have been contact before, if you have been in contact with, if you can enter again for maximum 3 times, if you've been to the national final again or 2 state finals, you can enter again. You can only enter if once in any given year. If you cannot enter in different states in the same year. So you can go to another state. Go to another state.
Yeah.
Stand up music sketch or forms of live comedy. Your spot must be no longer than 5 minutes. Your spot must be totally original. We program the finalists, finals of the best act, to the point national wrestlers competition that may not guarantee the heat and not guarantee the spot at the next stage. It's a good interpretation. It also means if you are from a regional center, you are responsible for your own travel. The festival takes care of by entrepreneur nutrition, festival, make up broad your songs about this recognition dancing as comparatively any agreement recording cannot be published on any platform. Permission of the festival. By registering, you agree to receive email communication for the festival relationship. You have to be a resident of Australia or
Do you have to suck dick at mini golf?
Signs on that star.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do right now.
I don't want to imagine if I find out that I'm not good at something.
That's actually a funny joke. All right. I'm going to send you an invite.
In this case, what happens is Ruben goes ahead.
Dude, I'm gonna beat you in 3 pool games, and then I'm gonna beat you at Dice Party, and then I'm done. Do you understand?
Rabbi, we need to find a good investor.
After those interviews, this is what happens.
Did you know you could look at where the ball is?
He died. Look at where the ball is. What happens? Apotropis comes to Abba. Apotropis comes to Abba.
Dude, are you gonna see Michael the opening day?
When's it coming out?
Like April or something?
Essentially,
Yeah, are you gonna see it?
I'm going to
You're not going to Melbourne. You're not going to Melbourne.
He actually went ahead.
No, you're not.
Went ahead and sold back. Right, he sold to Shimon a strip of land. I says, okay. So now, what you're telling me is when Ruben signed in the document, he wasn't.
I hit the wrong ball in Zoo.
Always acknowledging that Shimon owns.
Why wouldn't you go to Melbourne? Because you were.
That borders on Field D, but that in no way is yielding his rights to the rest of Field A. That's good. But
Because that's a lot of work.
Am I strong on the rest of Field A? But what? But you have to go ahead and at least leave.
If you're not, I'll let you go there.
To which Apotropis says, but one second.
It's like fucking
Oh, it's not expensive?
Oh, it's not back. To which Abai says,
Malcolm's like,
this is the Pasha.
Oh, fuck, I fucked it up. I put the wrong end. Yeah, but then with whom are you going to stay?
Right? In other words, right? We didn't know about this. Without the
Oh, what a
cell,
great
without
shot.
the
Get
cell,
it, get it, get it, get it. Dude, that might have been your best shot.
That might have been your best shot. So now Reuben, so to speak, was Apotropos is telling us that a sale happened at his strength. Now
Dude,
Reuben's
dude,
further
you're on
qualifying and telling us
fucking
after this
fire.
sale occurred, Reuben bought it back from Shimon. It's a Pesha, also Pesha Hitler case, in which case he's Reuben slash the Apotropos.
Dude, did they play the Beatles in Australia? Oh, my finger slipped.
Rabbi, what's the takeaway from the story? Rabbi, I man the mocha.
What's your favorite Beatles song?
Also, the entire takeaway is you gotta get an Apotropos like this.
Dude.
Like that. Also, this.
There's too many.
That's
Dude,
for as unfunny as you are, your taste in music is amazing. Yeah, I know.
Maybe that's a very complicated case. Remember
Dude,
again,
what the fuck, man?
listen, what we have essentially in this case in a couple of different boxes, just because I'm just going to tell you quickly. Rambam Paskins, this is an Hilchos Kohen B'Ditar, Eretz Test Zayin, Halachos Aleph Days. We don't have
I think you shouldn't be a death.
Here it is.
What did you
Reuben
say?
Shemak on the Shimon Sada. Reuben
I said if the world gets in the next couple of years, the political climate that we're in, I think you'd be okay. You shouldn't be a death. I feel like the next life could be better.
And what happens? Subsequently, right?
I have
claims
my
after the transaction occurs, Reuben claims that what? That Allah Kalamaisa, lady stole it from me.
Galaxies, the universal dark, that will be okay, that someone. I feel
No.
I feel like
I remember again. You're gonna claim yes, I signed on it.
There's species out there. There's species out there that are really kind, intelligent, they're really kind, they're really kind-hearted, that will restore every living entity's consciousness, and they've worked out ways to
talk about what's
to do that. So you don't need to fear that.
And that star effectively seated and yielded any right.
I'm not obsessed with that. I'm not obsessed with that. I'm obsessed with how the human goes. Well, not the human consciousness, but I'm obsessed with how consciousness works. I don't.
Okay.
I hope
Okay.
it's not. I hope attached to the human body, and there's when I have my out body experience of it, felt something that made me, I don't know, it made me feel like, there is something.
What happened in your out-of-body experience? How did it happen?
By the way,
Not intended by accident.
I
forgot I took. That's number one.
Okay, but that's not like overdosing. That's like taking 4 when you should have taken 2.
I was on a really high dosage.
You think that's near death experience?
It started off with a discussion about Sonos. That's what is Ksubas. Now we're just going through all of their rulings. Watch this great case. Misha Allah Kumudina says, we'll say, watch this case. Reuben goes overseas. Now Reuben owns a field. Now we'll say, interestingly enough, the case over here is Reuben's field is landlocked, which means that the only way he was ever able to
You didn't
get in once.
You didn't ask me what happened.
Get a right of way with someone. So what happened?
I don't consider that to necessarily be a near-death experience.
It comes like away for a while.
My soul left my
Okay,
body.
that could have been a hallucination.
None of the neighbors are being forthcoming.
Are you sure it wasn't a hallucination?
Give up that. No one wants to give up that, right? So Admon Omer,
Yeah, but it felt more real than I
Admon
hallucinated.
says that.
Okay, well, you were on a whole bunch of drugs.
Figure out what is the shortest way to get into.
Now, dude,
Rabbi, it was like me talking to you right now. But the place I went to was more real than the place that I'm talking to right now.
Okay, well, you're on a bunch of drugs.
Or fly. Or fly. Right? In other words, right or fly. Figure out a way to fly. Right, so again, this is actually
Dude, that was the best fucking. Dude, did you see that shot?
Again,
Are you just saying I'm just coping with death because death is scary?
No, I don't think that's
So my time is I don't understand. What's the logic of the Rabbanon? It's able to say the reason the Rabbanon.
You don't think death is scary? You don't think death is
There's
scary?
one thing we know is that what? Ruvain had a right of way. He had a right of way. Right? Listen, I'll tell you, but the right of way, even today.
What do you think the chances are that it just ceased to exist after we die?
the same odds that you make it this show.
The simplest part of a real estate transaction. Right of way. It's fascinating. In any event, so the says as far as
Dude, look at this shot.
Obviously, he has a right of way. This
They
was
just ended it.
He was getting in and out of the field, so there was a right of way.
I'm gonna get my 100th win right now on 9-ball trick shot. Are you ready?
Just assume that's the path he had. What's logical for that, brother? All right, go around. Watch this. You don't shake. I gave it away a little bit. I'm sorry. I gave it away. In other words, this is a landlocked field. There's 4 different people.
Dude, 9-ball trick shot.
You can imagine right moving comes back.
Dude, you have 10 seconds. 9 seconds. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Take the ball.
So yeah, Rabbi, I'll book my house for the last conversation next Wednesday, and just go to.
Okay, why do you want to go?
Where we know a right of way exists, but really can't figure out
I'm just bored. I've been in that leg way too long.
Okay.
He hockey my time in that.
I haven't left that late in about 4 COVID.
Say that we make the scene.
Oh, what a shot. Dude, that was a great shot. Did you know that?
You know that was not a good shot.
Oh, that was amazing.
No.
Yes, sir, for me.
4 people bought their fields from one person. Everyone agrees in that case.
The rabbi.
What up, big dog?
You think if I reach out to my girls,
Oh, yeah, dog. You're going to block your whole graduating class.
Let's say now all 4.
Hey, Rabbi, are you the most loved person in Kick?
Oh, yeah, for sure, no doubt. Dude, you can't even say my name in the chat. You can say Hitler in the chat. You can't say my name.
Bought it from 4 individual owners. So we call him Shimon. Shimon now owns the 4 fields, which is surrounding.
Maybe they know.
4 independent people. Watch this. So Admon saw that so Admon says, listen, moving to go to Shimon. Give me a right of way. You know that I own a right of way. You can figure out what I own it. So give it to me. There's Rabbanon say, listen to this. Shimon can say to him,
Rabbi, you're going to make that choice.
Shut up.
It's not easy at all.
Oh wait. You're gonna help me.
If you want to negotiate, you negotiate.
You're why you help me.
Why did I help you?
The land to the previous owners. It's going to be owned by
Don't ramble, really do.
You didn't get it in.
I just helped you.
So if you want to negotiate, you can negotiate.
I just got blocked again.
By something's owed to me, I'll
Sorry.
simply go ahead and return the land, and then you'll be stuck forever.
Dude, are you seeing these shots?
I'm sorry. Who done with Luke? So let's say
You think I'll get
finish up the.
You think I'll get blocked?
Dude, quit telling the girls from
A
high
guy
school.
says, who done with Luke?
They're married and have children. They don't want
They're
anything to do with it.
They don't want anything.
A guy, Ruben, is about to die.
Find chicks that are
He says,
single.
I want my daughter to
chicks
inherit
that are single.
He's giving a palm tree to his
Better
daughter.
than
Also,
better than
saying, Ruben dies, and the sons
Yeah.
went ahead and divided up the estate.
No shit,
Didn't
dude.
give the palm tree.
Look at this shot, though. Oh, dude, I just gave you the easy shot. In the history of the game.
Why? What could happen? The donor wants to go ahead and come to collect the palm tree, right? And each son could say what? Each one could say what? No, not from my portion, from his portion, from his portion, from his portion. I mean, it's not a good comparison. So listen to this. Here's the difference. So in the case the right of way really only does exist on one field. When it comes to the daughter's right to a palm tree, that is a right that devolves upon all of their inheritance portions. So therefore, what should we do? What they should do is give her a palm tree, and then redivide the estate minus the palm tree. That's what should happen. Okay, we'll say very quickly.
Melbourne, a big city.
I'm sorry, just give me a little one more minute and we'll stop. Russ, actually, no, we'll say we'll stop over here for today. We'll just pick up with this very last piece of information. I tried. Okay, we'll say shkaya again. Great week ahead of us. Sashem shkaya.
We're ready to win. We're ready to win.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that I just fucked up. Hey, Rebel, when's the last time you ate fast food?
I don't eat fast food. So,
When was the
I
last?
guess like Krispy Kreme, maybe like 5 years ago.
Is that kosher?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be kosher?
An item is prepared according to Jewish dietary laws.
Birth kosher.
I do my best not to, but everybody has, in one way or another, because there are like microscopic bugs and things in lettuce. But, so nobody's been perfect of it, but I do my best to be as perfect as possible. And there are even leniencies, like 1/60th of an item can be non-kosher, and you can eat it. We're supposed to like check lettuce really well and fruits and things, but perhaps something could have slipped in.
Rabbi,
What up, Zoo?
if we go to war, what's the best country to be in?
You and I go to war, like personally?
No, the whole world goes to war.
You're asking if the whole world goes to war? What's the best?
There is a good chance that
Yeah, I would.
I
would say I would say Australia. Australia's a good place.
I mean, Trump just said that Australia didn't help with the Iran war in Iran, and he invaded Australia.
All right, what do you want me to do?
No, Whoever rules the world, change the leadership. I don't want to get political. But yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to get political. I just don't want war.
Okay. Are you ready for the best shot you've ever seen?
Yeah.
What do I have to hit? That one?
Can we live without politicians?
Perhaps.
All that, man. Do you feel safe with everything going on?
Yeah.
Do you feel like America will always be there?
No.
Do you think Australia will always be a safe country?
No.
Do you think Earth will be a safe planet one day?
Oh, what a shot! Did you see that shot, Luke? Dude, did you see that shot?
Do you think Earth will be a safe planet?
How do you define safe?
No war.
What a shot! What a shot! Dude, that was like the greatest shot ever.
No war, no poverty, no hunger.
Perhaps someday. Dude, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this performance, son? Is it possible for you to win?
Do you think people will ever be nicer to each other?
Yeah. Dude, why did you resign? Dude, why did you resign?
I had nowhere to win. I think it's good enough.
I mean, you should still play it out. You could have something amazing happen. Dude, did you watch the Joe Rogan? Have you seen the Joe Rogan that has the most amount of views of all time on it?
Yeah, positive.
No, you need to watch the whole thing. You want to watch the whole thing right now?
No, because that's
Yeah, it is, and it's amazing.
Who's
Whenever anybody asks me about aliens, I put that on. Generally.
performing in.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Dude, I'm listening to you.
You know who's performing in Buffalo? They're not.
Zoot?
Yeah, not Zoot.
But are you?
Probably not.
Why not? Why are you good? Did they say that you're not allowed to perform anymore?
No.
Okay, so why wouldn't you want to get paid to perform?
Good morning, let us begin.
Okay, you do. So then why don't you get paid to perform?
I don't get paid. I don't get paid.
By thanking all of our
First paid on Monday.
our Torah sponsors. For the month of Tishrei to thank Dr.
Okay, and what is it?
Sarah and Ricky Kratz, Julia, Dana, and Eve. Love and memory, dedicating the short this month, love and memory of their husband, father, and leader, Dr. Paul Weinberg, Eretz Moshe Ben Avram David. And Hayala says,
You know you're not making sense to me.
You know I know that. And we keep
What?
that discuss of all of our fields in this problem of Hashem. A week of learning sponsors. Avram Zeisman, in version of the Yatzek of his grandmother, of his grandfather, Abraham Ben Aaron, Tzvi and Shane Shear, in honor of Vicky Hiba, and Elliot Shmuel and Shira Pepper, in honor of Ari Werner, and all he does for the shul. Beautiful, beautiful. I would like to thank our Daf Yomi sponsors for today. Alan and Andrea Stowers, in honor of the Bas Mitzvah of their granddaughter, Kayla Rosenblum, that she wrote both Torah and Mitzvahs in Moshtachas to her entire family and to all of the Bas Mitzvah. Beautiful. And also with that, let us begin very, very exciting. First of all, very exciting Gemara in general, and also to recognize that it's always beautiful when there's like this confluence of events. How it is that we're finishing the Sefta on Rosh Chodesh, so we're ending things, beginning things, we're closing out Chodesh Tishrei, beginning Teshvan, and Ner Teshvan. It's such excitement that we're in the Sefta. We'll say let's begin. Today's daf is Kuf Ches 109. We are picking up in Ner Hashem on the bottom of Kuf Ches on the days. 108b. 108b. We literally left off. We left off yesterday at the Mishnah. So the Mishnah says as follows: A posek ma'os the custom. It's a very interesting case. Someone promises money to his son-in-law. An age-old story, right? So someone promises money to his son-in-law. And I will say, in this particular case, what's unfolding over here is like this. Essentially, we're talking about a dowry. So imagine for a moment that Reuben is marrying Rachel. Rachel's father promises Reuben some amount of money. And what happens? And then the father-in-law extends his foot. So I say, what does it mean extends his foot? So again, extends his foot means the father-in-law doesn't pay. So Rachel's father doesn't pay the dowry. Now look at Asher just a moment. Lashon Gizayon Amar no age she'enu chashlet dvarav tol tit sha'al gabi ragli. It was this interesting. This Talmudic expression of extending your foot means essentially, I'm giving you nothing. Take the dirt that's on my shoe. Take the dirt. Now, in general, what this sounds like is the father-in-law is intentionally not giving his son-in-law the money. But the truth is, the case doesn't have to be set up that way. That's just the way that's what the Mishnah is saying. So, here, take the dirt that's on my foot. I'm not giving you any money. The point over here is, father-in-law promised money and now is not delivering. So I'll say, now the problem we're in is what? Kiddushin has already taken place. So Reuven was already Mekadosh Rachel. Nisuin has not yet been done. Father-in-law indicates that whatever the situation is, he will not pay the money. Once that on top of the test, Keshev Ad Shekalbin Rosha, the Chachamim say ultimately, again, literally, she has to sit there until her hair grows gray, which means she's stuck. Rachel's stuck. That, in other words, at this point in time, the control is in Reuben's hands, and either he can make a choice to marry her, right, or ultimately just wait and do nothing until her father pays off. After all, again, there was an agreement. There was an agreement that was made. Rachel's father is not honoring the agreement. So again, moving the law to a holding pattern until his father-in-law pays the agreement. Admon says, Rachel could say to Reuben, so Admon says like this. Rachel could say to Reuben, listen, I, Rachel, was never promised you money. Right? If I was never promised you money, then you can hold it over my head. If you can hold it over my head, then you can essentially, hold me in this marriage until either I pay you or until I pay you. But again, Achshav, Sha'aba Pasak, Bani B'Chol Lasos, Okinos, Okitor. So she says, what do you want from me? My father promised me this. So you're going to hold me accountable, you're going to punish me for my father's actions. So Reuben, either marry me, write me soon, or divorce me, So God says, Rabbi Rothschild says, I think Admon is correct. So the Rabbi say, fundamental machlokes. Once again, just to reframe the case. So Rachel's going to get married to Reuben. Rachel's father promises Reuben $10,000. Right? That's the dunya, that's the dowry. Reuben does kiddush. Now father-in-law says, I'm not giving you, I can't give you, I won't give you, whatever it is. The point is, he's not giving. So now the Chachamim say, Reuben has every right to essentially hold Rachel in this marriage until her father decides to pay. And ultimately, if he doesn't pay, so then Rachel's going to grow old in a state of kiddushin. Admon says that's not right. It's not right. Right? Ultimately, again, I must say about it, even if Chachamim are not necessarily saying it's right, they're kind of just saying it's legal. Whereas this is technically a legal recourse that he has to force his father-in-law's hand. So Rachel says that's so Admon says that Rachel can say to Rachel, that's not right. I didn't enter into this agreement with you. My father did. Why are you punishing me for the default of my father? Listen, don't keep me in limbo. Either marry me or divorce me. Zakai, I think Allah follows Allah. Beautiful, let's go. So now speaking below Kiyaitana. Our Mishnah does not reflect the view of the following Tana. It's a rich Tana. We learn in a Brisa, fascinating case. This time, y'all, I'm Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Huda, lo nechleku admon b'chachamim ala posek ba'os lefasna. Upashat lo asaragal, sheyachol lichi shetomer abba pasak alai, ma ani yechola la'asos. So this is very interesting. A different twist over here. In this Brisa, the quoting is in case. But in this case, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Huda posits that everyone agrees in a case where the father defaulted on the agreement he made that Reuben can't hold Rachel hostage in this marriage. That Rachel has every right to say, I didn't default. Either marry me or divorce me, but don't keep me in this state. So learn in the focus Chachamim and Ayot. Asher kosbehi alatzma. I will say in the Bryce's version, when the father defaulted, everyone agrees that Reuben can't hold Rachel. I just literally everyone is going to agree that on a conceptual level, a man should never hold his wife in a marriage. Like that's never something that Chazal want. Why did the Baruch Hu created the system of people in a way which seems to give the husband much more power, sometimes even absolute power? I don't know. That's a question. Like you're going to ask. I have to ask Baruch Hu that question after 120. Or Eliyahu Navi will come. Eliyahu will explain to us why the halachos of people seem to really be heavily slanted to give the man the power. But again, this is a legal discussion. So legal discussions sometimes do not enter into the arena of what is right. We all know this, that we teach us to our kids. Just because something is mutter, right? Just because it's permissible does not mean it should be done. So again, we're talking about what's permissible, right? So Chachamim say again, it's permissible for him to use the marriage as leverage to go ahead and extract money from his father. It's legal. It's legal. Is it right? Is it right? Of course it's not right. Of course it's not right. So it's just important to understand that, which I know everyone does, but sometimes it's just important. Like, as you get older, especially, you learn that even when everyone knows something, it's still important to say it. And I will say, by the way, this extends, well, really, the person has to dissolve a marriage, but that should never, ever be used as leverage. That should never be used as a mechanism, as a tool to extract something that a husband, right? It's not what Chazal, it's not what Baruch wants, it's not what Chazal wants. And the truth is, nothing good ever comes from hurting another human being, and nothing good ever comes by using halacha as a means of extortion. Okay, go back to our idea. So again, the Brisa has a different view on this, right? So in the Brisa's version, that Chachamim and Admon both agree that what? That Allah Maisa, where it was the father who made the financial arrangement with Ruvain, and that the father defaults, or I don't know, again, default doesn't pay whatever it is, so everyone agrees, from Yehuda, that Allah Maisa, Rachel says to Ruvain, either marry me or divorce me, but you cannot keep me in this limbo state. So what's the mafocus? What's the mafocus? Al shekhaskihi alatzma. What happens if Rachel promised to give them money? Right? So before they do kiddushin, Rachel says to Reuven, listen, you mekadosh me, and if you're mekadosh me, I'm going to give you $10,000. Okay. So now what happens? Reuven is mekadosh Rachel, and then what happens? Rachel doesn't pay. Won't pay, can't pay, doesn't pay. So I say, so now watch this. Shacham the Chum say to Yeshiva Akshat Haba Rosha. The Chachamim say, listen, Rachel, you made a promise. The Hamid commitment. Reuven is not going to do the sealing with you until you figure this out. So you can go into a holding pattern every year until you, Rachel, figure out how to satisfy the obligation you entered into. Admon says, listen to this, Admon says, so what could she say in this case? This is great. She says, no. When I said, I'm going to give you $10,000, I figured the same bank that has been bankrolling my life up until this point in time, right? It's incredible. No credit limits, right? No pre-qualifications, nothing. I figured the same bank that was taking care of me my entire life is going to take care of me now. So she said, I know I said that I was going to pay you. But again, I automatically assumed that it was my father who was going to go ahead and pay for this nedunya. So she says, what do you want from me? I guess, in other words, what Rachel says, is, I'm not purposely being difficult over here. I never had the money to back up this promise, right? I never had the money back up the promise. It was always going to be my father. Now my father doesn't want to pay. Okay, don't hold me hostage in this relationship. Either marry me or divorce me. So I just want to point out over here, so the Gemara is now explaining that there's two versions of this machlokes. In our Mishnah's version, right, the machlokes case is where the father of Rachel promised and then doesn't pay. Chachamim say, okay, Reuven can do nothing. Reuven can go into a holding pattern until the shver pays up. Right? Admon says she could say to him, this is not my fault. That's my fault. Either divorce me or marry me, but don't go and keep me in this holding state. Right? Grace now says, no. In that case where the father defaults, everyone agrees that Rachel could tell Reuven either divorce me or marry me. What's the machlokes case? Where Rachel promises the money. So the Chachamim say, listen, Rachel, you made a promise. Make good on the promise. If you don't make good on the promise, Reuven has no obligation towards you. You go into a holding pattern. Admon says, no. When Rachel says, I made the promise with my father, I was relying on my father. So ultimately, don't hold it against me. You'll marry me or divorce me. Incredible. I'm living on the own. Rabbi Gamliel says, and therefore saying the Brisa also, Rabbi Gamliel Roa and yesterday Admon. Again in the Brisa, you have Rabbi Gamliel agreeing with Admon. So Tana, so let's analyze this. When is this so? When is this so? Says the Gemara. Murim Bigdola. About the kind of conflict. I'll say when is all of this said? Right, exclusively with the Brisa. As we told you in the adult world. But with a kitano, with a minor, we will force him, we will force him. So the Gemara says, force who? Force who to do what? If ultimately at the end of the day we're talking about forcing the father to pay off, so they'll say it makes much more sense to force the father in a case of a Gedola than it does to force him in a case of a Kitana. Why? Because they'll say if we're talking about a case of a Kitana, promised money, right? Promised money to Ruben. What's the halachic weight of that promise? Not there. Right? It wasn't kind of meaningless. So if you're going to be talking about a case where you're forcing the father to pay up, it makes more sense to force the father to pay up in a case where the older daughter made a commitment. So the Gemara says, they call me by the way. Ella Amarava Kofin Mafal Litin Get. Now the Rava says, no. What it means is we force the husband to give it back. So it'll say, Allah is turn out a case of a kitana. So the husband will take the kitana. And if you pick up a kitana, ultimately they get on that time. Therefore, Allah in a case of a kitana will force the husband to give it back. We'll see how that plays out in the Rambam, which is a little bit. I'm going to read something else, which is this year. Come back and say, let's finish this piece. How do we go back to the Rambam? So listen to this. So Amar Rav Yisrael ben Allah. So we'll say now we're going back to the Mishnah. Any time that you find that Rabbi Gamliel says, right, any place where you find that Rabbi Gamliel said halacha follows Admon, halacha also. The halacha indeed follows. Aroli Rabbi Nachman, you look at Brisa. It's actually even in the Brisa just in the Mishnah. Now we're saying whenever Rabbi Gamliel says the halacha follows Admon, the halacha follows Admon. So is that true? Just in the Mishnah and the Brisa as well. Are they weak? I mean, the Mishnah. Did I say just in the Mishnah? Listen to what I'm saying. I said any place means what? A Mishnah or a Brisa. Any time that the Gamliel says the halacha follows Admon, the halacha follows Admon. Incredible. I'm going to say I'm going to based on halacha Yotzei. Right? Ultimately, so listen to this. Now, let's say this in the Rabbi. In the two situations, ultimately again, where based on Shamra Hanan Yotzebo, right? Rabbi Yochanan Zak, I said that Allah Kabbalas Hanan, Allah Kabbalas Hanan, Shiva Dom Shamra Admon in Halacha Yotzebo. But ultimately again, the 7 cases where Admon said the halacha, and Rabbi Gamliel said that the halacha was Admon, the halacha does not follow Admon. So that's what it is. Even though he's saying, also, if you say both, there's a reading like this: the two halachas that Hanan brought out, and ultimately again, you'll say that those who testify like Hanan, the halacha follows them. The Shiva Darish and Admon ain't halacha to most. Over the you'll say both, but the 7 cases that are brought up in the name of Admon, the halacha neither follows Admon, nor like the ones who testify like Admon. I don't know if you stuck in a lot of this here. So that's what Shemar of the Neil Ran has given us. So we just said before. So anytime that the Neil said, I see the work of Admon correct, but the halacha tells everybody, right? Or the halacha tells everybody correct. Admon and those who pass it like the halacha is they term Shemar Hanan halacha is possible. In the two situations where Hanan said, halachas, the halacha follows him, and those who trust him, like the first part of the said, Shiva Dram Shema Admon, ain't halachas to your tzibah. So they said that the 7 cases where Admon brought down this halacha does not follow him. So the Gemara says, I'm sorry, ain't halacha to your tzibah. Halacha doesn't follow those who hold him. Hakim also, halacha b'kulu. Sounds like it's just Admon by himself. That the halacha would follow him. One of these ones that was usually discussed because of there is Admon stating halacha. I think that the Gamliel brings in that halacha follows halacha Yotzevo. Everyone else suggesting there is a distinction between when Admon says a halacha to self versus when you have Rabbi Rothschild and then saying, oh, the halacha follows. I, the Hamar of Yitzchak, and Elazar Moshe the Piskiyah. The Malcolm Shomer of the Gamil Ron asked the Abba. So I, but we just said the Gamil, whenever the Gamil says, I see the words of Admon to be correct. Like the halacha follows. So the Gemara says, Amar in, no Amar lo. It sounds like the halacha only follows Admon when Rabbi Gamil voices his support. But if Rabbi Gamil doesn't voice his support, then the halacha won't follow. Halacha goes on to say, Shnei Dvarim Shama Chanan Halacha Kimotzebo. That goes on to say, in the two situations, the two things that Chanan said that the halacha follows. In the two cases where Hanan quoted the halacha, Kiyotziva, others supported him, ultimately again halacha follows him. Shiva Dvarim, Shamar Admon, Yeshman Shalacha Kimosik. Kiyotziva, Yeshman, Shein Halacha Kimoso, Ela Kiyotziva, the Chosik. But by Admon, there are some situations where halacha l'maisa and halacha won't follow him. Other times that the halacha will only follow him when he's quoted in the name of others. When I say any place from the field, we say the halacha follows Admon, the halacha follows Admon, but not necessarily in the other cases. So we'll say, so the Gemara is essentially just trying to go back and trying to figure out, do you find the principle that can apply to the rhythms of Admon and Halal? I will say, we're going to see the halacha l'maisa. There's no overarching principle. In fact, each of these cases are reckoned independently, as we're going to see in just a moment. So I will say, halacha l'maisa, let's close out this sugya. How do we pass this? This is really a great case. Money's promised. And what happened? Money's not paid. Now the only problem is, at the time of default, what's the status of the marriage? The status of the marriage? Kiddushin has already been done. So now we have a problem. So you both say, if you default before Kiddushin, fine. So then what? Don't get married. Everybody go home. That's it. The problem we have over here is the default happens after Kiddushin before Nisur. Furthermore, two cases of default. What are the two cases of default? Case A, father default. Case B, Rachel, daughter, wife default. We'll say Machlokes, Admon, Chachamim. Then there's a further Machlokes, Mishnah and the Brayso as to when the Machlokes applies. So I'll say, here we go. Rambam Baskins, Elchos Ishos, Parak Kaf Gimel, Halacha Tes Zayin. I was someone asked me a couple of weeks ago why am I always going from Rambam and not the Shulchan. So this is only according to from the Rambam and the Shulchan asking the same way. In general, the derech of the Rambam is that the Rambam's formulation of halacha is often much truer to the text of the Gemara. So when you're just trying to extrapolate halacha from the Gemara, the lesson of the Rambam often tethers you to the sugya much more, whereas the Shulchan Aruch already is a distilled version of the halacha. So again, the bottom line, they say the same thing. But listen to what the Rambam says. Here we go. Great case. So this is great. So here's how the Shulchan sets up the case. Right? So Rachel, so what happens? Rachel's going to marry Reuben. Rachel's father, we'll call him Yaakov. Right? Rachel's father commits to $10,000 to Rachel's husband, to Reuben. The halacha of the Medina Acharetz. The father relocates to another country. Sorry? Country. Another place. He goes on, right? Yichol hi lomer lebal, ani lo pasakti ala tzadin. Ma'an yichol lasos, o klinos belong. No, o patrein beget. So everyone says, number one, we constantly like Admon in the Mishnah. When it was the father who defaulted, Rachel says to her husband, listen, I didn't make the agreement. Either divorce me or marry me. Right? But don't keep me on the look. So we'll say that's halacha l'maisa, and one like Amor in the Mishnah. Aval, in Paski alatzma, v'lavikia yada, areizia yoshebes ad shetimtza na shepaska o ad sheparis. So we'll say, just halacha l'maisa, do he passing like the woman in Bryce's case. If she is the one who made the commitment, then ultimately she has to figure out a way to honor it. And he has no obligation to do anything until she figures out how to honor this commitment. Also, remember again, this is where she made the commitment. Remember, Admon's out for her. Remember again, what was Admon's out for her? What was out for her? I didn't promise. I know it was me, but I'm an extension of my father, right? In other words, so when I said I promise you to my father, so that I'm not asking like the Chachamim in the crisis case, namely that when she makes the commitment, Rachel himself makes the commitment to Ruben, and then defaults, Ruben can keep the whole entire tradition from the family. And ultimately, again, doesn't have to be married for the divorce period. Once again, I will say, this is a legal moral ethical. Should a man ever keep a woman in a relationship over money? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Again, if she said, "Let's give me more time," I'm happy to go and try to figure out how to do it. That's fine. She wants to know. But let me say, this is the legal ruling, not the moral ethical or legal implication. So I say, Allah for myself. Yes, like Mishka, therefore again, a father defaults, Ruben can't hold Rachel in a relationship. Rachel defaults, he has the ability to go into a holding pattern of Krishna Bosai, very interesting case. Or Allah Sadhu Hasan. Okay, so let me give you that. Let me get Rashi. First Rashi. We will go viral together. So we'll say in the short lines of Rashi, 2, 4, 6, 7 lines. You have my word. Rashi says, "Ha'ora in writing." Watch this. This is fascinating. Moving ma'arer al sadish yad Shimon. So we'll say severe dreams. Shimon has a field. Shimon has a field. Reuben is claiming. You've been live streaming 24/7, 365, and he bought it. Now again, he's not accusing Shimon. Someone finds out about it. He just said, Shimon, you can do in the field is really community. Okay, fine. Now watch this. Data overtook petroleum in 2017 according to the Economist magazine and Earth Salary Research. And I have more data archived on the internet than any person ever. Period. Please look at my 25 plus simultaneous YouTube streams that archive my life 24 hours a day. Look at my link tree. I have more social media than any person ever. Period. I think with your social media network and my project in combination, we could do a lot to help the world come up and make you extremely I would appreciate it if you would consider
Ruben is a witness on the sale document from Levi to Shimon, and now Ruben, who's one of the witnesses, says to Shimon, "Father, the field is stolen." So I will say, so now obviously, like what's going on here exactly? Right, so Ruben is claiming, so Shimon, the field you bought from Levi is Levi stole it from me and sold it to you, and now we see that Ruben himself is one of the witnesses on the bill of sale from Levi to Shimon. So what's the halacha over here? Admon Omer, Amos says it's not a problem. You say to Ruben, so obviously we ask Ruben, I don't understand. If the field, if Levi stole the field to me, then why would you agree to sign the shtar mechira? Right? Why would you agree to sell the bill of sale? Amos says there's a perfect answer for this. Hashini no achli, harisha kasha hanana. So let's listen to this, because Ruben could say, listen, Levi is a gazman, right? Levi is a thief, right? Levi is a strong guy. I knew I never had any chance of getting my field back from Levi. But Shimon, I know you. You're a reasonable guy. So I figure, if I could get the field away from Levi to you, Shimon, now I have a better chance of getting back my field. That's why I agreed to sign on the bill of sale so I could get it out of Levi's hands into your hands. Incredible. It was another reality TV. I'm just saying, like,
This is so great. This is incredible. So this is now listen to this. The Chum say no. Come on, cut it out. Even as if so. Well, what are you talking about? Ruvain, again, Ruvain, if you come forward with a claim that the field that Shimon currently has is stolen from you, that's fine. But when I said, once you're signing on to, once you're not a party, but once you're a witness to the transaction, you've lost any right to claim that this property belongs to you. Even as if you say. So let's take a look at Rashi. So the whole of the chasam, hold the she'in lo isek. So say essentially what that comes saying is like this: the act of signing on a document, or the act of witnessing a document of sale, a transaction, sale transaction, is effectively saying what this field has nothing to do with it. You're giving up any rights to the field. So there was a fundamental like this. On the flip side, I saw a similar affair. Sorry, not on the flip side. I saw a similar affair. So let's say, look at this case. Look at Rashi. עשה המוחזק בסימן האחר שלא מוכר לראובן זה האור עליו אלא לאיש אחר היה מוכר סודה מצד זה ומיצר לו 4 שרי הסודה וחסם בו במיצרים מיצר פלוני סודה שלי ועשה סודה זו שלי. So let's say now watch this case. So let's say for a moment that Reuven now owns the disputed field, right? I'm sorry, Shimon, right? So Shimon owns the disputed field. So now what does Shimon do? Shimon sells another piece of property, right? So let's say now, let's call the disputed field field A, right? So same case, right? Reuven bought the field from, Shimon bought the field from Levi, right? Then there's Reuven. Reuven, of course, is claiming that Levi stole the fields from him and now sold it to Reuven. Sold it to Shimon. I'm sorry. One more time, I'm going to get this right. Right? So we'll say, so again, remember, Levi sells a field to Shimon, right? In the back of all of this, you have Reuven claiming that Levi really sold that field to him, and now, right, stole last time, right? Levi sells a field to Shimon. Good, beautiful. Reuven now is claiming that the field that Shimon bought from Levi was stolen from him by Levi. Okay, so that was case one. And case one is where it turns out that Reuven himself is an aid on the bill of sale from Levi to Shimon. Okay, so now what do we do with that? So again, according to Admon, so Chachamim say that's it. You've lost any claim. You signed up in the shtar. You've lost any claim. Admon says no. There's still another claim. If you claim, Reuven can claim. It's easier for me to get the field back from Shimon than it was from Levi. Fine. Case two is Shimon is selling the field. Shimon is so let's call disputed field is field A. Shimon is selling field B. Field B. It's fine, no problem. So we'll say often the way when you would sell a field, if it was a field that was next to other fields, the way you would identify the field that you were selling is by identifying the other fields all around it, right? I'm selling you field A, field B, that is bordered by fields A, D, E. So now in this case over here, Shimon is selling field B. But in the document of sale, he makes reference, he says field B borders on my other field, field A. Field A. So in this case, field A is being used as a demarcation point, as a border. So right, field A, the dispute is not being sold at all, but it's being used to identify field B, which is the transaction. So now Reuven is using field A, right? Sorry, Shimon, thank you. Shimon is using field A as just to identify the border of the field that is being sold. Now, I will say, Reuven is signing on this document also. Reuven is signing on this document. So now, here's the shaila. Now, in this transaction, in this document, So when Shimon is selling field B, he's also what? So to speak, solidifying his ownership over field A, because he's using field A to identify one of the borders of field B. Reuben who's claiming that this field A was originally his, is signing on this document. So now Bill says, now what's going to happen after this is over? So now Reuben is going to want to come back and say to Shimon, by the way, field A is mine. It was stolen from me by Levi, who subsequently sold it to you. The Mishnah says no. Asa Simon la'achar ibn esifuso. At the end of the day, even Admon agrees, which is interesting. Even Admon agrees in this case, that once Reuben signed on this type of shtar, which used the contested field as a border for the field being sold, everyone agrees that Reuben has relinquished any further rights to claim that the field is his. Okay, interesting. Let's go. I'm Rabbi. Okay, let's go back to that first. Great. Let's go back to the first case. Please go. Okay, good. But that's long. Good. Okay, a little bit carried away with this. Good. Let's say so. No, because the truth is, I realize that this we actually have to stay on target because the truth is we end Rosh Chodesh is Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So the truth is Tuesday and Wednesday's datin are a little bit, and Monday, a little bit long. So we gotta stay, and we only have 45 minutes on Tuesday and Wednesday. So, but we're gonna be fine. So let's say, so here we go. We'll say, so listen to this. All right, bye. So we'll say now we're focusing on case number one. So once again, let's just get back to case number one. Right? Shimon purchases a field from Levi. There's a document, right? On the document it says that Levi sold the field to Shimon. One of the witnesses is Reuben. Reuben then comes after the sale is complete. Then Reuben comes to Shimon and says, Shimon, the field is mine. Levi stole it from me. What? Of the document. So again, Chachamim say, sorry, Reuben, you no longer have any claim because Halach Lamaisa, you signed on the document. Sorry, you were a witness. We're done. Almon says, no, Reuben has a claim. Yes, I signed the document in order to get it out of Levi's hands to your hands, Shimon, because I felt I'd have a better chance with you of getting back my fine. So now Abai says, Lo Shano Ela 8. That's only true. Like all of this is only true. If Halach Lamaisa, Reuben signed as the machlokas, it's only if Reuben signed as a witness. About Dayon lo Ibn as This is fascinating. So let's say if this is really incredible. So if Halach Lamaisa, Reuben served as a Dayon, as a judge, everyone agrees that he can still make the claim of theft, even though he was the judge over it. What is that? Why do you need a judge in this case? Look at Rashi about Dayon. שהוא בשטר לפי חיימו כמשפט קיום שטרס שהעידים בוער עם כסף לדם והדיין הם כל סין שטרה דינר נפקא לקדמנה והסידו סעד יחסינו סעיה בשם לפריים. So I say, watch this. Let's say again they come to Beis Din to certify a document. Kiyum shtaros. We've spoken about certification of documents over again. What is kiyum shtaros? The danger of documents. On one hand, in halacha, document, right? When you have a signed shtar, so that's incredible. The problem is, somebody go ahead and forge, right? Can you forge a shtar? Sure. So there's a concept of shtar certification. We call it kiyum shtaris. What's the process of kiyum shtaris? You bring your shtar to Beis Din, right? The Beis Din takes a look at it. The Beis Din brings in testimony or brings in the witnesses to certify that is that is their signature. We write a little pen pick, right? We write a little either on the document itself or an attached document, and done. The shtar is certified. So the list is incredible. So Abaye suggests like this: the machlokes Almon and the Chachamim in the first case of the Mishnah is only where Reuben signed as a witness on the transaction. And if he was a dayan on the Beis Din that certified the document, that does not erode his ability to later on claim that the field was stolen from him. Why, Rabbi Rothschild? This is actually fascinating. We're telling Rabbi Chia, Ein ha'idin chosmin al hashtar ela imkim karor. Aval, on the base, Aval hadayonim chosmin aval ishalo karor. We'll say absolutely incredible. When you witness a transaction, like when you sign as an aide, we'll say, what are you signing on? What are you signing on? You're signing on the validity of the transaction. Like that's what you're signing on. That I witnessed this transaction. This transaction is binding, valid, and legal. When you're a dayan for kiyum shtaris, they'll say, what are you certifying? What are you certifying? Signatures. You are not